Welcome to Show Up and Glow. My name's Jalen. This is my cozy corner, a space created just for you to tune in and chill out. If this interests you, I invite you to find some headphones, a quiet space, and join me for a calming and comforting experience. If this is not for you, that is okay. I appreciate you stopping by. As you notice yourself enjoying your stay, please be sure to like and subscribe for more of this calm and cozy vibe. Now let's get started. Welcome in to the cozy corner or the cozy den. I like them both. It's lovely to be here with you again today. As always, I'm always excited for what we're going to do in the cozy corner. So find yourself in a nice, comfortable position. Really start to settle in and, remind yourself that this is a time to calm down and just relax. And that's it. By the end of this video, you're going to feel much calmer and you're going to feel much more relaxed. So just allow the mind and the body to do what it do. And don't resist it. Don't resist it. You gotta calm down. You gotta relax. You gotta take that time for yourself because no one else can give it to you. Only you can give it to yourself, and only you can prevent forest fires. So, you hold a lot of power in a lot of ways, you know what I'm saying? Before we get into today's kind of like show and tell again, it's a little show and telly. I would like us to breathe together. I would like us to breathe together. So, once you're in your nice, comfortable position and you're allowing your body and your mind to start relaxing, I want you just to kind of bring some awareness to your breath and just see where the breath is falling today. Whatever it's doing naturally today. Mine feels a little shallow, a little high in my chest. Can you kind of describe to yourself where you feel your breath and what your breath is like today? Just observing it, no judgments, no trying to change it. We're just going with the flow. So now let's deepen the breath together. We're going to do 3 rounds of breath. Breathing in real nice and deep. Then we're going to hold the breath at the top. Then we're going to exhale it all the way out, fully contracting the belly, letting all the air out. And then we're going to take another big deep breath in. Hold at the top, repeat. We're going to do this 3 times, okay? No counting. You can count, but I'm not going to count. We're just going to go with the flow. It's the vibe today. Go with the flow like lovely lady lava lamp, okay? So, on your next inhale, let's inhale a nice big deep breath. Hold. exhale. And again. Hold. And exhale. Very nice. Very nice. Now we have quite a visual show and tell today. I teased this up a couple months ago. Another gem I found at my parents' house. And I wanted to bring it on the channel and explore it with you because I have not flipped through this book. Go figure. It's a book. Oh my god, she has so many books. What's her deal with books? I have not flipped through this book since I could not even tell you. Could not even tell you the last time. So I'm really excited to look at the pages with you and kind of take a walk down memory lane for me. So today I have this gigantic Wizard of Oz book. It is huge. It's like the size of my arm. And it's one of those things where the inner child kind of, sparks up whenever you find something from your childhood. And this book, definitely, I was like, OMG, are you kidding me? The colors, the artwork, this interpretation of Dorothy, Toto, so the Wizard of Oz, and obviously, now if you're new here and you don't know my very healthy obsession with the Wizard of Oz, I'll just give you a little backstory. It has been told to me that as a very young kid, 2-3 years old, like toddler time, that Wizard of Oz was my favorite movie, that it's all I ever wanted to watch. It was VHS, obviously, and I don't even remember how my parents introduced it to me, but they did, and I watched it. I do have one specific memory of being around that age, maybe still under the age of 5, and watching it and kind of seeing it through my own eyes. I was watching the movie, I remember where I was. And something just about that movie stuck with me. And I don't know what it was as a kid that I loved it. Maybe it was the colors that would just come out of nowhere after the little black and white scene at the beginning. Obviously, I could not understand the story or the plot at that age. It made absolutely no sense to me. So it's I know the ruby red slippers drew me in, and obviously I, at some point in my life, about age 5, got my own ruby red slippers. They were jelly heels, and I wore them in all the seasons that accompany a year, so I was pretty diehard about it. But I never dressed up as Dorothy for Halloween. I never did Halloween Wizard of Oz characters, ever. That's interesting. That's an interesting fact about me. But because I didn't quite understand it as a kid, but I love the movie, I read somewhere that, I mean, take it for what it is, like, whatever. It's not fact, but I enjoyed maybe thinking that this maybe had something to do with it. I read somewhere that, like, your favorite movie as a child will reflect the type of adult you become, whether that's like how you live your life, what you believe in, and that's saying it's like a good movie. It's not saying like Terminator was like your favorite movie as a kid and all of a sudden like you need to become a robot or something. Honestly, I've never even seen Terminator, so does he become a robot? I figured it was like a robot thing. But you get my point. It's like, what did you love as a kid? How does that reflect in you when you grow up? And to be quite honest, The Wizard of Oz gives calm and cozy vibes to me, catching up to me later in my life. The whole point and message behind Wizard of Oz is that you've always had it in you. You've always had the power inside of you. You've always had the magic inside of you. You've always been able to go home, and home can be wherever. Home can be an actual home, like the cozy corner, or home can be inside your heart. So, as we go through The Wizard of Oz, maybe think about some of your favorite childhood movies or TV shows that you had and see how they might have carried into your adult life, grown-up life. And if they haven't yet, how can they carry into your adult life, grown-up life? This book is so ginormous. Bear with me as we explore it together, because I'm gonna have to do a little finagling of it. In the very front of the book, it says, "To Jalen, Merry Christmas, love, a family friend of ours." And it looks like I received this book at Christmas time when I was, let's do some math. This could take a while. Just kidding. When I was 7 years old. And this book was published about 3 years prior to me getting it. So it was fairly new at the time. So here's the first picture. Not quite the Dorothy I was expecting to see. Oh, but I love the little bluebird up in the corner. And Toto. I have had my fair share of Toto-inspired dogs in my life. And I love them. And I have one right now. And I love her. Oh, cool. They even kept the images black and white in the beginning, like the movie. Cool. My God, all the memories are coming back right now. Look at this. So she just landed in Oz. Look at this interpretation. Look at that. Take it all in. Wow. A little different here too. Look how they interpreted the Yellow Brick Road going to the Emerald City. She's meeting the scarecrow. She's meeting the Tin Man. I like this little bluebird, obviously, touch that they've added in this one. Oh, and then next page, she meets the lion. There's the open. This is the big cover, but this is what it looks like all in one page. Just so beautiful and unique and different. Look how beautiful the poppy scene. Look at all these colors. I mean, wow. This illustrator, Charles Santor, he is magnificent. Oh, they made it to the Emerald City. It's a little steampunk vibes, you know? I love all this green. Once they get to the Emerald City, it's like, it's a little bit right here. Then it keeps building. And building. My God. It's hard to show everything. And building to where they've literally met Oz now, the great and powerful. He's scaring everybody. And what's interesting is they don't have her in red ruby slippers in this interpretation. They have silver slippers. I like it too. And this is his Wicked Witch. Take a look at that. Instead of flying monkeys, she's got crows and like wolves. Oh, I spoke too soon. She does have flying monkeys. Yep, just as creepy as the movie. Just as creepy as the original story of this. Ooh, you're going down. You're going down, witch. Where are these flying monkeys taking the gang? After their master was killed. Sorry, melted. Melted, she was melted. Where the heck are they flying them to? Oh, basically Dorothy said, we want to go to the Emerald City, and the monkey said, cool, we'll carry you. It's like, sorry we were trying to kill you. Sorry we were trying to kill you guys about 10 minutes ago. Water under the bridge, right? Pun intended. She's like, yeah. Just don't drop me. Just don't drop me while we're flying through the air. Uh-oh. They're starting to see that Oz is not who he appears to be. He's just a little old man behind a screen trying to act big and tough, which present day older me likes to think of this as a metaphor of like your mind, that behind kind of this screen of like your negative thoughts, the unconscious, the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, the things that are on like autopilot that you don't really think about, that have been planted in your brain over years and decades of just being alive and a human. That kind of represents Oz to me as a grown-up now. And that it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors because you, at the end of the day, have always had the power inside you. And it's just looking past that big, sometimes scary voice in your head, when all it is just a little bitty man trying to be something he's not. Ooh, look, Scarecrow's about to chop him in half. Get him! Friggin' chop him in half! No, violence is never the answer. So he stops. And then he's like trying to swindle him again. He was a trickster. Oh, so back here it kind of goes into like the full story of Oz, like why he became who he became. It's kind of taken a different path. Now all of a sudden the Scarecrow's up in a tree. What is going on? This is a much longer children's book than I thought it was. Like, this is not a bedtime stories type of book. Oh. Is this Glinda? Wow, look at this. Check this out. What a shot. That is stunning. And just like that, she's back. Let's read this real quick. It says, "But you have not yet told me how to get home," Dorothy said. "Your silver shoes will carry you over the desert," replied Glinda. "If you had known their power, you could have gone back to your Aunt Em the very first day you came to this country." "But then I shouldn't have had my brains," cried the Scarecrow. "And I shouldn't have had my lovely heart," said the Tin Woodman. "And I should have lived a coward forever," declared Lion. "This is true," said Dorothy. "But now I want to go back home." "The silver shoes," said the Good Witch, "have wonderful powers. They can carry you to any place in the world in 3 steps, and each step will be made in the wink of an eye. All you have to do is knock the heels together 3 times and command the shoes to carry you wherever you wish to go." Dorothy hugged and kissed her friends goodbye, and Glinda the Good stepped down from her ruby throne. Glinda had the rubies. Where are we? Stepped down from her ruby throne to give the little girl a goodbye kiss. Dorothy thanked her for all her kindness she had shown to her friends and herself. Dorothy now took Toto up solemnly in her arms, and having said one last goodbye, she clapped the heels of her silver shoes together 3 times. "Take me home to Aunt Em," she exclaimed. Instantly she was whirling through the air so swiftly that all she could see or feel was the wind whistling past her ears. The silver shoes took but 3 steps, and then she stopped so suddenly that she rolled over the grass several times before she knew where she was. At length, however, she sat up and looked about. "Good gracious!" she cried. For she was sitting on the broad Kansas prairie, and before her was the new farmhouse Uncle Henry built after the cyclone had carried away the old one. And that's it. It's really lovely. A little bit of a different story than the movie, but very sweet, and yeah, just fun to have as a nice little collector's piece to add to the rest of my Wizard of Oz collectibles. Mr. Clock also a Wizard of Oz. Maybe we should. I've removed the piece because Toto is supposed to come out of the top of this cuckoo clock and maybe bark. I don't know, I've never done it. Maybe we should put it back in. It could be a fun little cozy addition. It's kind of the opposite of cozy. That's why we keep them out. Anyway, I am feeling calmer and much more relaxed and a little bit more whole. It's nice to take a walk down memory lane, connect with your inner child, little you, makes you feel a little warmer inside, and that they're seen, they're not forgotten by you because they're with you all the time. So thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed hanging out in the cozy corner. You're always welcome. Always welcome. And, you could be 1,000 other places on YouTube right now, and you chose to be here. So, I thank you. Thank you so much. I'll see you again real soon.